Hey guys, welcome back to the Doom Eternal series. This is episode 12 and the finale of us going through the main campaign. Today we'll be going through the 13th level in a desperate chase that ends with us fighting the Icon of Sin from the top of a skyscraper. We've also got a decent story for today, so sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. Not long ago, it was my birthday, and to celebrate this occasion, my mom drove me and my sister to the town where most of my family lives. Now, I was born and raised in a large city nearly 8 hours away from that small town, so I don't see any of them that often. To start the story, I'll provide some background context, starting with the fact that we drove there 3 days before my actual birthday, which means that our arrival perfectly coincided with my grandpa's 25th anniversary. We dropped off our stuff at my uncle's house and went to a restaurant where the family was celebrating the anniversary. But the dinner was more than just her and my grandpa, though. 3 of my uncles and 2 of my aunts were also there. One of my aunts had recently given birth, and I got to meet the baby for the first time, but I wasn't allowed to hold him because she wanted everyone to wear hand sanitizer if they touched him, even though I guess he technically still has her immune system protecting him. Eventually, we left the restaurant and went back to my grandpa's, and there I got to catch up with all my relatives after having not seen them since summer break. In that time, my youngest uncle had enrolled in the paramedic program. My racist uncle had gotten into a car accident when he was driving his ambulance and sustained some whiplash and minor injuries, so he got some time off to recuperate. Instead of relaxing, he worked out during his break constantly, and after one particularly difficult CrossFit exercise, he went into the sauna to stretch. He leaned forwards to stretch his muscles or something, and as he stood up, he basically threw out his back. Not the car crash, which was pretty bad, by the way. Not the exercising constantly. And it wasn't the stretching, which is pretty hardcore stretches. It was the standing up straight after all that threw out his back. I need to see how hunched over he was beforehand, because that's just ridiculous. My blonde aunt had given birth, as mentioned before, and raised her son over the course of 2 months before I got to see him. And you know how I said about the hand sanitizer earlier? I was not joking. If someone wants to even go near him, she'll hand them hand sanitizer and make them put it on first. It's just hilarious to watch her frantically do it in public, because it always looks like an empty bottle of it that she's handing you, but there's always somehow hand sanitizer still left in it. My ginger aunt and French uncle had relatively few interesting things happen since I last saw them. Their son is chonky as hell, and despite the fact that he's 11 months old, he's already 20% of my body weight, and he's adorable. Their daughter has gained sentience in my leave, and can now form sentences well enough to roast the shit out of my racist uncle and me. My uncle's like 10 times her age, and she's roasting him. She's also probably stronger than me and my sister, considering we were both trying to push her bedroom door open to see her, and we couldn't. There's no lock on that door. She was pushing it shut. After that conversation, I was basically forced to go in the hot tub with my racist uncle and youngest uncle. There we all had a political discussion, and it was actually surprisingly very respectful and done in a kind manner, with no shenanigans at all, other than the fact that we were constantly chirping each other throughout the entire time. I spent probably an hour in that hot tub, and my muscles were so incredibly relaxed that I felt like I had a Minecraft slowness effect when I got out. Once I got inside the house, I felt really weird. I was numb, and it felt like a workout just trying to get back to the washroom to change. I was so relaxed that I was just like, I was panting when I got into the bathroom. It was like 20 steps. Next day, we went to my ginger aunt's house, and I got to see my baby cousins. One of them is almost 4, and the other one isn't quite 1. And, you know, I've been seeing the older one of the two over the course of her life, and she has always kind of disliked me. I've gotten, I think, 1 hug from her in her entire life. I've seen her a couple times, you know, during visits. Her brother, on the other hand, is, like, 11 months old, doesn't understand what a hug is. He gives me a hug every time I enter the room. Every time I enter the room, I've probably gotten, like, hundreds of hugs from him, and I've seen him, like, twice in his life. I've seen the older one, like, 10 times. Anyway, the day after that, we went to my mom's friend for a visit, and just like any mother, my mom assumes that I am good friends with the children of her friend, which makes for some decently awkward encounters when us 4 kids meet up and we can barely remember each other's names. My mom's friend has a problem with her house, and half the roof caved in because of the sheer amount of ice on top of it. So, we got to go outside to have fun. Thankfully, the weather was a nice and warm 5 degrees, so I could wear short sleeves comfortably. The son had a bolt-action Nerf gun, and we played a fun game of manhunt, and we were running around in a parkette that was entirely covered by 2 feet of snow with mostly ponds underneath it. This made running around pretty risky, considering that one wrong step would result in us sinking through the snow and slush into some pretty nasty water. After that, we went to my grandpa's house and had a small family gathering before going back to my racist uncle's house. Now, despite the fact that my racist uncle basically threw out his back, it only hurt him to keep his back straight. So when another relative asked for him to play hockey, he agreed. He was playing hockey with his co-workers on the paramedic team, and they went up against a team of jail guards. When I entered my racist uncle's house, I found my sister looking at pictures of Master Chief. Well, she shooed me away while my mom told me to go elsewhere with my youngest uncle. He drove me to my racist uncle's hockey game, and we watched him perform better than an entire team of 20-year-olds as a 35-year-old with a destroyed back.
Now, two titans, as it was written.
The next day, I got to go to my grandpa's again, and the family all showed up. My mom and grandpa made pasta and tiramisu. You can probably guess what our culture is. While everyone else enjoyed themselves. After dinner, I got to play video games with my youngest uncle, while my cousin, who never gives me a hug, acted like a monster upstairs. My ginger aunt had to leave because of her daughter's attitude, so she placed her in the car. Then, my aunt went back to get her younger child, the boy, and as she picked him up, she heard the loud sound of her car horn honking. My 3-year-old cousin, who never gives me a hug, had ripped off her seatbelt, climbed out of her booster seat, stumbled into the driver's seat, and honked the horn continuously until my aunt returned to the car. After that, my aunt said that she continued to deal with whining and temper tantrums from my cousin, and then she got something for her to eat. And immediately after the meal, my cousin did a 180, and she went from acting like a toddler with chronic pain of some kind to a sweet little 3-year-old who just finished a swirly lollipop the size of my face. You know how I mentioned my sister was looking at pictures of Master Chief earlier? Well, there was a reason for that. It's because she gave me a picture of Master Chief that she drew as a birthday present. It actually looks awesome. Here's a picture. It looks amazing. Anyway, yeah, funny story about that is that you might be able to see, if you have a really good eye, that something, you can see like a logo underneath the Halo one that looks like erased. Yeah, that's the Doom logo. My sister was in the car with me, and she was in the back seat, and she was like, "Hey, is Master Chief in Doom?" And then I said, "Oh no, Master Chief is from Halo. Doom guy's from Doom." And then she ran out of the car screaming, "Shit, shit, 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 shit," and then ran back inside my racist uncle's house and grabbed a pencil and eraser and her sketchbook and came back into the car. And then I was like, what was that about? And she was like, "Oh, it was nothing." And then I got the picture and I was like, "Oh, okay, yeah, I see what happened." So, just like in the last video with the Con Maker, I'm actually going to explain to you how to deal with the Icon of Sin if you don't know how. So, the best weapons to use against the Icon of Sin are the BFG and the Crucible. So, use the BFG on his chest pieces or his head or his torso, anything that's more stationary. You don't want to use it on his arms because they flail about a little bit too much. It's pretty difficult to hit him there. Then you want to, when his arm swings down, he like slams the platform you're on. What you want to do is you want to hit his arm with the Crucible. I don't do that because I'm an idiot, but you guys should do that because that makes it so you're better than me, which isn't saying much, I guess. Then the chain gun with mobile turret is overpowered against him because you can aim it pretty well against him. And it deals massive damage because he doesn't move around too much. Like, the chain gun will consistently hit him. Especially use it on the shoulder armor piece. That one can be taken out almost entirely by using the chain gun. If all else fails, you're going to want to use Ballista and then you're gonna want to use rocket launcher, and then sticky bombs. And then you're gonna, but if you can't, just chainsaw something to get some ammo back and use the chain gun, dude. It's so overpowered. Oh my fucking god. Finally, we're done. This has taken way too long. I thought the series was gonna end like in freaking December, and here we are in mid-March, and I'm only finishing it now. Like, holy shit, dude. Doom the Dark Ages is right around the corner, and I've barely done anything. Okay, come on, come on. That song goes way too hard in that cutscene. Goes way harder than it should. What did they do? They butchered that cutscene with that stupid intro song. Holy shit! They should have used Into Sandy City, bro. It's so good. Anyway, that's the end of the video. Who would have guessed? Anyway, like, comment, subscribe.